They say this house is alive. Stairs climb into the ceiling. Doors open, but lead to nothing. Hallways twist and turn like a never-ending maze. A woman built it, but no one knows why. Some say she was hiding from the world. Some say she was trying to escape something unseen. Inside, secrets hide that have never been explained. What you are about to see is real. This is not a made-up story. Every strange thing in this house actually happened. The story begins with Sarah Winchester, a woman born in Connecticut in 1839. She married William Wirt Winchester, the heir to a great fortune from the Winchester Rifle Company. They had one daughter, Annie, who died only a few weeks after birth. Later, her husband died too, leaving Sarah alone, young, and very rich. Heartbroken, she moved across the country to California. There, she bought a small farmhouse in San Jose. But she did not stay small. She began to build, and build, and build, room after room, hallway after hallway, staircase after staircase. No plan, no map, just endless construction. What she created would become one of the strangest, largest, and most mysterious houses in the world. Please subscribe, hit the bell, like, comment, and share. You are about to hear a story that really happened. A story so real, it is stranger than most fiction. Sarah Lockwood Pardee Winchester was born in 1839 in New Haven, Connecticut. She grew up in a wealthy and prominent family. Her father, William Pardee, was a prosperous man, and her childhood was comfortable. She received a good education for a woman of her time. In 1862, Sarah married William Wirt Winchester. He was the heir to the Winchester Repeating Arms fortune, one of the most powerful companies in the United States. They were happy at first and had a daughter, Annie. Tragedy struck quickly. Annie died when she was only a few weeks old. This loss devastated Sarah. She had already endured much as a young woman, and the grief affected her deeply. Sarah and William tried to carry on, but fate was cruel. In 1881, William died from tuberculosis. Sarah was suddenly alone. She was wealthy beyond imagination, but she had lost everything she loved. After William's death, Sarah's life changed forever. She sold her Connecticut home and moved across the country, seeking a new start. She arrived in California and bought a small farmhouse in San Jose on a plot of 45 acres. She was in her 40s, wealthy, and determined to live life on her own terms. But Sarah was not content with a normal life or a normal house. She began to rebuild the farmhouse in ways that shocked those around her. She added rooms, staircases, and hallways, sometimes randomly, sometimes with careful thought only she could understand. The house grew larger, more complex, and stranger with every passing year. Stairs led to ceilings. Doors opened into walls. Hallways twisted and turned like a maze. Historians suggest her building may have been influenced by multiple factors. She suffered from arthritis, making movement difficult. She may have sought a house that allowed her to move safely while avoiding danger. She also may have felt guilt or sorrow over the lives lost through the Winchester rifle. Whatever the reason, her construction never stopped. She hired carpenters to work continuously, ensuring the house grew constantly. Sarah's life was marked by isolation. She rarely left the house, and the world outside watched her with curiosity and speculation. She was private, intelligent, and determined. Her decisions created a house that was part home, part labyrinth, and part puzzle. By the time of her death, it had grown into a massive, complex mansion reflecting decades of grief, wealth, creativity, and mystery. After moving to San Jose, Sarah Winchester began transforming her small farmhouse. She did not simply expand the house normally. She built continuously, adding rooms, hallways, and staircases without a clear plan. The work never stopped. Carpentry crews were employed day and night. Historians believe Sarah directed construction herself, giving instructions based on her ideas, grief, and beliefs. The house quickly became unusual. Some staircases led to ceilings. Some doors opened into walls. Some hallways twisted back on themselves. Rooms were built on top of other rooms. Windows were placed where they served no practical purpose. Every addition seemed designed to confuse and puzzle anyone who entered. Some researchers suggest that Sarah was influenced by a belief that the house could protect her. She may have thought that constant building would confuse spirits or keep danger away. Others say she simply wanted to keep her mind busy after so much loss. Whatever the reason, the construction was relentless. The house grew in size and complexity year after year. Sarah was meticulous. She inspected every room herself. She made adjustments constantly. If a room did not feel right, she had it rebuilt. Hallways were sometimes extended or shortened. Staircases were shifted. Doors were moved or blocked. No part of the house was ever truly finished. The result was a building that defied logic. Visitors and workers described the house as strange and disorienting. Some carpenters reportedly refused to work there. Hallways led nowhere. Some rooms were dark and confusing. Stairs climbed to empty ceilings. Many of the house's oddities were functional, however. They allowed Sarah to move safely despite arthritis. They gave her control over who could enter certain areas. And they created jobs, as she employed dozens of people continuously for decades. By the early 1900s, the Winchester Mystery House had grown to dozens of rooms. New technologies were added as they became available. Indoor plumbing was installed. Gas and electric lighting were integrated. Elevators were added. Even with modern innovations, the house retained its strange, confusing layout. Each room was unique. Every addition reflected Sarah's personality, her grief, and her obsession with building. The house had begun as a small farmhouse. By Sarah's direction, it became a labyrinth. Every addition had a purpose, even if no one else could understand it. Hallways led to nowhere. Stairs led to ceilings. Doors opened into walls. The house reflected her mind. Complicated, unpredictable, and endlessly creative. Construction continued for decades. Sarah worked almost every day, rarely leaving the house. Some historians estimate she built or modified more than 100 rooms during her lifetime. The house became her life's work. It was more than a home. It was a reflection of her grief, her wealth, and her determination. As the Winchester Mystery House grew, its design became more and more unusual. Sarah Winchester never used a blueprint. She built by instinct, guided by her own ideas and beliefs. The house became a maze, full of unexpected twists, turns, and oddities. Stairs climbed to ceilings. Doors opened into walls. Hallways looped back on themselves. Some rooms had multiple windows facing different directions, letting in light in strange patterns. The house had over 100 rooms. There were more than 2,000 doors and over 10,000 windows. Some windows were placed high up, out of reach. Some doors were so small they could barely be opened. Some staircases led nowhere. Some hallways led to dead ends. Even the bathrooms were unusual, with unusual shapes and odd placements. Every part of the house was unique, reflecting Sarah's personality and her imagination. Despite the strange design, the house was also advanced for its time. Sarah added indoor plumbing, which was still new in the late 1800s. She installed gas lighting, later replaced by electric lights. She even added elevators, making it easier to move between floors. These innovations made the house modern and functional, despite its maze-like layout. The house was not only complex, but also resilient. In 1906, a massive earthquake struck San Francisco and the surrounding area. The house suffered significant damage. Towers and upper floors were destroyed. Some rooms collapsed. But Sarah was determined. She repaired and rebuilt. She added new sections, and the house grew even more complex than before. The earthquake only added to the mystery of the home. Architects and historians are fascinated by the house. Its construction defies traditional logic. Some staircases go up 2 steps and then turn back. Some doors open into empty rooms, or into hallways that do not lead anywhere. Some rooms are unusually shaped, with angles that do not match the rest of the house. This is why visitors often feel disoriented when they walk through it. Every addition had a reason, even if it was known only to Sarah. Some rooms and hallways may have been built to confuse spirits. Others may have been designed for privacy or safety. Some historians believe the constant construction was Sarah's way of coping with grief. Every hammer, every nail, every wall may have been a way to manage loss. By the time of her death in 1922, the Winchester Mystery House had become a sprawling, 160-room mansion. It included staircases, doors, windows, hallways, and rooms in patterns that no one could fully understand. The house had become a combination of creativity, obsession, and mystery. It was her life, her grief, and her imagination built into stone, wood, and glass. Visitors today still marvel at the architectural oddities. Some rooms are completely empty. Some staircases lead nowhere. Some hallways end abruptly. Yet the house remains functional, full of light, and a testament to Sarah's determination and vision. The Winchester Mystery House is not just a haunted legend. It is also a unique achievement in architecture, design, and human perseverance. Over the years, the Winchester Mystery House became famous not just for its size, but for the strange stories surrounding it. Many people believe the house was haunted. Some said spirits of those who died by Winchester rifles roamed the hallways. Others claimed Sarah built the house to confuse these spirits. While some stories are exaggerated, there are real accounts from workers and visitors. Some reported hearing footsteps in empty rooms. Some saw shadows move across walls, even when no one was there. Cold spots appeared in certain hallways. Doors opened on their own. Windows rattled, even on calm days. Sarah herself rarely spoke of ghosts. She never confirmed or denied their presence. She did, however, consult with mediums. These consultations are documented by newspapers and historians. Some suggest that she may have believed in spirits guiding her, while others believe the medium's influence was overstated by later stories. Despite the legends, the house's confusing layout may explain many of the strange experiences. Hallways that twist back on themselves, staircases that lead nowhere, and rooms that appear identical can disorient anyone. The brain can play tricks in such a strange environment. Sounds echo in unusual ways. Shadows form in unexpected corners. A visitor could easily feel that the house was alive. Yet, even with these psychological explanations, the stories of the house's oddities fueled its reputation. People told tales of ghostly figures in long hallways. Lights flickered mysteriously. Some rooms were completely silent, while others seemed to hum or creak for no reason. Over time, the legends became part of the house's identity. Historians emphasized the difference between myth and reality. Sarah Winchester was a real person with real grief, and her construction was real. The house itself is a historical fact, with documented additions, repairs, and technological innovations. Paranormal stories grew after her death, fueled by curiosity and imagination. Visitors today often feel a mix of awe and unease. Walking through staircases to nowhere, doors that lead to walls, and twisting hallways gives a sense of mystery. Some claim they felt watched. Others felt lost, even though the house is mapped. The Winchester Mystery House continues to captivate imaginations because it exists at the boundary between reality and legend. Whether haunted or not, the house tells a story of a woman shaped by grief, wealth, and determination. Every odd staircase, every twisting hallway, and every empty room is part of that story. It is a story that continues to intrigue people around the world, making the Winchester Mystery House one of the most mysterious and talked about homes in history. Sarah Winchester died in 1922 at the age of 83. When she passed away, the construction of the house stopped immediately. After decades of endless building, the mansion remained unfinished. What Sarah had created was more than a home. It was a labyrinth, a puzzle, and a reflection of her life, grief, and determination. The Winchester Mystery House became a place of fascination almost immediately. Local newspapers covered the unusual building. People came to see the house from across the country. They marveled at the odd staircases, twisting hallways, and rooms that seemed to defy logic. Historians began to study the house, trying to understand why it was built the way it was. Today, the house is a museum and a major tourist attraction. Visitors can walk through over 160 rooms, exploring hallways, staircases, and doors that lead to nowhere. Every part of the house tells a story of Sarah Winchester's vision. Guides explain the history, the strange architecture, and the stories surrounding the building. The house is also preserved as a historical landmark, maintaining much of its original structure and charm. Beyond its architectural oddities, the Winchester Mystery House has left a cultural legacy. It inspired movies, documentaries, and books. It remains one of the most famous haunted locations in the United States. Its legend has grown over the decades, blending historical facts with folklore. Yet, at its core, the house is a testament to a woman's life, grief, and resilience. Historians note that the house reflects both Sarah Winchester's personal story and the broader context of the time. She lived during an era of great industrial and technological change. Her wealth came from one of the most influential companies in America. She used that wealth to create a home that was both modern and unusual. The house included elevators, indoor plumbing, and innovative lighting, showing that it was as much about progress as it was about mystery. The Winchester Mystery House continues to fascinate people today. It is a place where history and legend meet. Visitors experience the maze-like halls, the staircases to nowhere, and the rooms full of secrets. They feel the echoes of a woman's life, her grief, and her endless work. For historians, the house provides insight into the life of an extraordinary woman. For tourists, it offers suspense, mystery, and wonder. Sarah Winchester's legacy is more than the house itself. It is her story of loss, determination, and creativity. It is a story that has survived for over a century. The Winchester Mystery House remains one of the most mysterious, talked about, and visited homes in the world. It stands as a reminder that grief, imagination, and determination can create something truly unforgettable. The Winchester Mystery House stands today as a symbol of mystery, grief, and determination. It is a house built by a woman who lost so much, yet continued to create without stopping. Every hallway, every staircase, and every door tells a story. Some lead to rooms, some lead to nowhere. All of them reflect the life of Sarah Winchester. Visitors continue to explore the house. They marvel at its size, its strange design, and its secrets. Some feel awe, some feel uneasy, and some wonder if the legends of spirits might be true. Whatever you believe, the house leaves an impression that is impossible to forget. Sarah Winchester's life and her home remind us that grief can inspire creation. Loss can drive determination. Imagination can leave a legacy that lasts for centuries. The Winchester Mystery House is more than a building. It is a reflection of one woman's journey through sorrow, resilience, and mystery. As you leave this story behind, remember that history is full of lives like Sarah's. Real people, real events, and real mysteries. And sometimes, the strangest places hold the deepest stories. If you ever visit San Jose, you can walk through the halls yourself. You can see the staircases, the doors, and the twisting hallways. You can feel the echoes of a life lived in mystery and witness the house that became more than a home, a legend. The Winchester Mystery House is still here, waiting, full of secrets and full of history. Its story is real, and its mystery continues. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any more real-life mysteries like this. Share your thoughts in the comments, and tell us which haunted place you want us to explore next.